Okay, I was not gonna make a video like this at all because there are so many movies to think of when it comes to the last decade. So I thought it would be difficult to come out with a list of my favorite movies of the past 10 years, but I guess yeah, I'm gonna do it. I tried to, and yeah, and it's gonna be very informal. It's not gonna be a top 10 list, I should say. In fact, this is like 20 or like 25 movies on here that I just want to like mention or talk about somewhat. So yeah, so I guess let's get started with our list of the top movies of the decade from 2010 to 2019. So yeah, let's get started. So let's get started with I guess a couple movies that are of course going to be on my list as like favorite or like maybe movies I thought were great from this decade. So yeah, up the bat first, we have Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And really you have to take both of them really because it's like one does not work without the other. And neither of the movies work without the MCU, but I think it's just a nice culmination of this era of the MCU, of course. And Infinity War was just a rush of excitement throughout that movie, and then Endgame just capped it off perfectly with a really great movie that I love from last year, of course. So 2019, it came out, of course. So yeah, but I mean, being a Marvel fan, it's just like it was so great to see everything from those two movies on screen. I thought, yeah, they were just so good. It was just like well done by the Russo brothers, and I thought they were great. So let's move on to Rogue One. So Rogue One was my favorite Star Wars movie of the Disney era films that have come out so far. And it was, yeah, it just felt like of the five movies that have came out so far. Rogue One has definitely felt like the originals because it takes place during the originals, actually right before it. It takes place right before A New Hope. So yeah, Rogue One was just excellent. You got some pretty unique characters in it. I mean, I love K2SO, but of course you have like Cassian Andor, who's a very complex character as well. So yeah, that's why I really loved it. I mean, Donnie Yen, of course, in there, and Felicity Jones also were pretty good. So yeah, and Rogue One is just a great movie. I think it's a great Star Wars movie, and it's a fantastic ending too to that movie as well. So that's why I really love it as much. So yeah, let's go to our next one, and the next one is Get Out. So of course, Get Out's gonna be on my list, and I actually thought like when I saw trailers for this movie, I thought it was gonna be kind of dumb, but I guess yeah, it was really good. It was actually a great movie. It was a fantastic way for like Jordan Peele to start out as a director. So yeah, I thought Get Out was fantastic. And another movie that was fantastic was Whiplash, and yeah, Whiplash was great. Whiplash is awesome. I mean, not awesome. I shouldn't say it's awesome because it's actually kind of frightening when you like think of J.K. Simmons in this role, and J.K. Simmons was so great in this role. I mean, yeah, he was frightening. I mean, he had like a realistic take on this like music composer, I guess, and you made him terrifying. I mean, yeah, sometimes you think, okay, this guy's got he's kind of cool, I guess. But then at other moments, you're like, wow, you are awful. You're an awful human being. No, don't throw a chair at me. And yeah, was I rushing? Was I dragging? So whatever. So yeah, Whiplash is so cool. I mean, I love that movie. So yeah, so let's go to the Social Network. So the Social Network, of course, was about Mark Zuckerberg and the creation of Facebook and how that came to be. And I don't know if it's like all the way true or not, but it's definitely an interesting movie. And I actually really like this movie because it's so well written by, I forgot his name. What was the writer's name? Oh, I wasn't looking this up beforehand, but yeah, fantastic writer. I just forgot his name for some reason, but yeah, he's a good writer. He's a great writer. So yeah, but yeah, Social Network is great. Nightcrawler was another great movie. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie was just awesome. It gives you like a maybe a look at the dark side of maybe local news, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually true or not. How it goes, but yeah, but Nightcrawler was great. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is just like you're following this guy around. He's scummy, and he's getting all the footage he wants to like further his like career, and he will do any means possible to do this. So yeah, Nightcrawler, pretty great. So let's go to our next one, and the next one is Sicario. So Sicario was another great one from Denis Villeneuve, who did this movie so great. I mean, I love this movie, Sicario. And of course, we take a look at the cartel, and of course, we have a fantastic performance by Benicio del Toro. I mean, Emily Blunt's great in it too, but Benicio del Toro is pretty much the scene stealer in a lot of this movie. I mean, Josh Brolin's good too in the movie as well. But yeah, but Sicario, it's kind of like like you feel it. I love the way Denis Villeneuve makes you just like feel the tension in this movie, so that's why I really love it. So now we go to The Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio was great in this one. I actually thought he should have won the Oscar for this movie because I thought it was great as Jordan Belfort. It made it entertaining to watch this guy, even though you hate this guy. So I thought, okay, this is a really good performance by Leo. Yeah, I think it's one of Martin Scorsese's top movies so far. And I think, yeah, it's definitely. I think it would if I made a top 10. I think The Wolf of Wall Street would be probably my top 10 of the decade. So yeah, I think it's that great. So yeah, so let's move on to the animated side. And for this one, I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This was like a new form of animation, and that's what really just like it got you into this movie. And of course, the story in this movie was great. Following Miles Morales around for the first time in a Spider-Man movie was great. So I really love that. And of course, bringing all the other Spider-Man in, which is pretty awesome as well. And it made for one good story. I really liked it. I think it could be my favorite animated movie of the decade. But yeah, well, there's a couple of other animated movies I really also enjoyed that I'll probably mention in this list as well. But Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse was just, yeah, it was that good. So let's go to Gone Girl. So Gone Girl, man, Gone Girl was a nice thriller. I mean, I went in expecting one thing and came out with another. I didn't read the book, so I was kind of like, I didn't know about this twist, and the twist was so good. I love the twist in this movie. I thought Rosamund Pike played this character so well in the movie. I mean, Ben Affleck's good too. So yeah, Gone Girl is a really good movie, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the decade. So let's go on to Django Unchained. And I would say this is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I know a lot of people would call Pulp Fiction their favorite, but for me, it's Django. I love Django. And I just love the performances from Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, and of course, Leonardo DiCaprio as a villain. So I thought he was good in this. He was great in this as like what was it, Calvin Candy, I guess. But I just love the Western feel of this movie where it takes place in like the slave era. So I thought, yeah, really great movie made by Quentin Tarantino. So Django Unchained is, yeah, pretty good. So now let's go to Logan. So you can make an argument that Logan is probably the best superhero movie to come out in the decade. And even it doesn't even feel like a superhero movie because it kind of dives out of the realm and becomes sort of like a modern Western because I think Logan is like, that's what pretty much the movie entailed. And Hugh Jackman is fantastic in it. And of course, this is a swan song as Wolverine because it's his last movie as Wolverine. It was a nice send off, and you got like the girl in it. I forgot her name. What was her name? The girl I forgot who played X-23. I thought she was great as well. And Patrick Stewart is great in the movie as well. So yeah, I really love Logan. It is definitely that would also be one of my favorite movies in the decade. So I think it is fantastic. So let's go to another modern Western movie, and that is Hell or High Water. So Hell or High Water is probably not going to be on a lot of people's list, but I think it's a very well done movie as well. I mean, Jeff Bridges is good in the movie. Ben Foster's great in the movie. You got Chris Pine good in the movie. And I forgot the actor's name who played Jeff Bridges' partner in the movie, but he was also really good. So it's very good performances, a very good storyline about these two bank robbers, Chris Pine and Ben Foster play. So yeah, I really love it. It is a really well done movie, and it's awesome. So I thought it had to be on my list. So yeah, then we go to the movie that just came out last year, and that is A Star Is Born. I know it's like a remake. It's like the fourth version of A Star Is Born, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me because it's a really good movie. I thought Bradley Cooper directed it well, and he played the character well in this movie. I thought he was great, and Lady Gaga, of course. I mean, Lady Gaga was pretty good in the movie as well. I actually really loved it, and I think it is my favorite movie of last year, I believe. Or it's a movie I thought should have won the Oscar, but I knew it wasn't gonna do it, but I thought, I mean, I really love A Star Is Born. I thought it's a really good and well done movie. So let's go to another animated movie on the list, and this one is Coco. So yeah, Coco is probably one of my favorite Pixar movies they have made, and because it dives into Mexican culture, and for me being someone who is half Mexican, it really like I mean that's why I really liked it. And I know I probably look white, but I am half Mexican, so yeah, you probably can't tell. But yeah, but Coco is yeah, I just love this movie, and it's a nice story. And I mean, the artwork in this movie is also really fantastic. Seeing like that, what was it called? I forgot what it was called, but yeah, it just is just a mesmerizing movie, and that's why I love Coco. So let's go to my favorite comedy or comedies of the decade, and that would be 21 and 22 Jump Street. And I had to include both of these because they were just so well done, and I thought they were so funny. And I mean, they're both. I mean, I don't know what's better than the other. I mean, sometimes I would choose 22, sometimes I would choose 21. But they definitely hit the mark. I mean, Channing Tatum is well. This is where we find out Channing Tatum is actually really good, and he's good in a comedy role. And Jonah Hill is really good in it too. And Ice Cube, where like the time he has in these movies, I thought he's really really funny as well. So yeah, that's what I love 21 and 22 Jump Street, which I don't know. I kind of thought may not work at first, but I guess it really did. And I thought, yeah, definitely my favorite comedies of the decade. I really I really enjoyed these two movies. Now let's go to the movie that Christopher Nolan blew our minds with, and that is Inception. I thought this movie was fantastic. I mean, another movie with Leo, of course, and there's I think it's like the third movie in the list with Leonardo DiCaprio. But yeah, it was definitely just so yeah, it was so mind blowing. As I mean, I think it's kind of overused when it comes to this movie, but it definitely is the right word to describe this movie. I mean, yeah, I really love this movie. It's probably my second favorite Christopher Nolan movie to The Dark Knight. So Inception is just fantastic. So I'll just leave it leave it as that. So yeah, so let's move on to Mad Max Fury Road. I think little to no people had like expectations that would meet Mad Max Fury Road and how good it was. And I thought, yeah, it definitely is great. I mean, one of the best action movies to come out in the decade. I thought, yeah, it was definitely a great movie. I mean, Charlize Theron plays her role well in the movie, as well as Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy as the Mad Max character, I thought he was good. So yeah, so Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, definitely an artistic look at what action can be. I thought, yeah, it was really just great. I loved it. So yeah, so let's go to the movie I think is probably the best action movie to come out in the decade, and that is not Mad, Mission Impossible Fallout. So I mean, I think I love the past few Mission Impossible movies, and Tom Cruise really brought it into Fallout because he took stunts to a new level. I mean, jumping out of a plane, you have him motorcycling like through Paris, and then of course running on buildings and breaking his ankles. Like what? So yeah, so I think this is the best. I mean, he keeps stepping it up, and I think this last one is definitely one of the I think the best action movie in like the decade. I thought, yeah, definitely a good movie, and Tom Cruise. I mean, he's probably the last remnants of a movie star, other than Dwayne Johnson. I think he's like the maybe the one of the only movie stars so far that people may flock to movies to go watch. And definitely it is a movie worth watching over and over again. I mean, Fallout is awesome. So now let's jump back into the MCU with my favorite MCU movie, and that is Captain America, The Winter Soldier. So going into this movie, I thought, okay, how are they going to bring up the stakes after watching the Avengers? I mean, yeah, the marketing wasn't great for The Winter Soldier, so I thought, okay, is it really going to be that good? It was that good. I mean, this is the Russo brothers' first Marvel movie they directed, and they started out with a bang, and you kind of understood why. They were going to get the Avengers after they did Civil War, of course, which is also really good. And so, yeah, but Captain America, The Winter Soldier is awesome. So, yeah, it is just a great story, great movie. I love it, and it's definitely on that list. And, you know what, I didn't have it on my list, but since I just mentioned it, I will put Civil War on that list also, because that is my second favorite MCU movie. And, of course, with having the Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame on the list too. I thought, okay, I'll have that on my list because it is also another well done movie with 12 superheroes in the movie and they're facing each other off. And it's really well done. I thought it was really good. And so I'll put Black Panther on the list also because it is, I love this movie. Black Panther, I love the movie. I love the story of this movie. I mean, there's some flaws in it, but I think I really loved it. And like Black Panther is, I think, my fourth favorite MCU movie. So I thought, yeah, definitely got to put it on this list also. So yeah, whatever. I'll just include it like that. So let's go to our next one. And our next one is Moneyball. So I'm a baseball fan. I don't like the A's because I'm a Giants fan. But Moneyball is a great movie. And I think Brad Pitt is good in it. Following like the general manager of the A's and still general manager Billy Beane. And I thought, okay, this is a really well done movie. I mean, it's not like a typical sports movie where you're gonna see a team go win a championship or fall short of a championship at the end. But it was a really nice movie following him around and managing an organization that doesn't have the plethora of money like the Yankees do. So yeah, they had to use sabermetrics to like get the stats and like get the players that could produce and they don't have to pay that much money. So yeah, I kind of struggled saying that, but yeah, but Moneyball is a great like movie. I think it's a great movie. So now let's go to the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and I'm gonna include Rise, Dawn, and War because I think it's a fantastic trilogy, and probably one of my favorite trilogies that have ever come out. And I think it's just a great franchise. I mean, Andy Serkis in the Caesar role, I think is great, and it's a really like it's a great stepping stone for what motion capture performances could be. So that was great, and each one had just a fantastic story, and they just felt so good. And I thought, okay, they were good, they were really great, and I love them. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, did Rise come out in the decade? I didn't really look that up. But I think it might have. But I know, I know Dawn and Dawn and War both came out. So yeah, but I thought they were just excellent movies. I love the franchise. I mean, I got like everything. I got so many emotions from these movies. And I thought, okay, I definitely love them, of course. So yeah, so the Planet Apes franchise, for the Planet Apes trilogy for this decade, I thought was just very well done. So let's go to the final movie I have on this list, and that is The Nice Guys. So The Nice Guys, I mean, I love this movie because, I mean, I love Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe in this movie. I love their dynamic. I think this is my favorite performance from Ryan Gosling because he dives in the comedy in this movie. I think he's pretty funny. I mean, playing this, was he a detective? I think he might be a detective. I forgot. But I know Russell Crowe. I mean, Russell Crowe was good as well. I mean, it definitely was a really good movie, and it's probably one of my favorites that in the year it came out. So I thought, okay, this movie was so good. I mean, it's a movie that really, I mean, I really want a sequel from it. I mean, it left off where you could have a sequel from it. I mean, it didn't have a definitive like calling for a sequel, but I want a sequel from it. And yeah, and of course with the box office numbers, I think they weren't too good, so we're probably not going to see a sequel. But with this, like with Russell Crowe or Ryan Gosling, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Cross my fingers, we might see one. But definitely Nice Guys. I mean, if you have not seen it, go see, like, rent it or something like that because I love this movie, and it's definitely a fun watch. I like it. So yeah, those are my favorite movies of the decade. I don't know if that's all of them because there's probably a movie out there that I did not put on this list. But yeah, that's as far as I know. That is my favorite movies of the decade from 2010 to 2019. So yeah, what are your favorites? What are your favorites of the past decade? So yeah, just tell me down in the comments section below. Was there any movies that I hit that you like, or was there any movies that I did not talk about that you really liked? So yeah, tell me down below. Check out my channel for more movie talk and all that stuff later. And until next time, I will see you folks later. I am out.